We were standing in our pants on the end of Britain. The sea chewed at the land around us, and the wind and rain attacked from all angles. We had the skin of freshly plucked turkeys. Cycling 1,000 miles to the top of Scotland without any money, clothes, shoes, food, or bikes suddenly felt like a really stupid idea. Land's End is frequented by three types of people. Disillusioned holidaymakers who imagine that a trip to Britain's most southwesterly point is a rewarding experience. Tourists who arrive there by mistake when they run out of road, and those who are starting, or finishing, the popular Land's End to John O'Groats expedition. We fell awkwardly into the latter category. The plan was simple. We had 3 weeks to get from the bottom of England to the top of Scotland, by foot or by bike, without spending a single penny. Setting off in just a pair of Union Jack boxer shorts, we hoped to rely on the generosity of the British public to help us with everything, from accommodation to food, clothes to shoes, and bikes to beer. I was working as a photographer at the time. At least, that's what I told people. I quit my stable, easy and fairly well-paid job a few years previously to become a full-time photographer. In truth, I spent my days doing unstable, mundane and badly paid temping jobs in order to pay the bills. The photography jobs did come in very occasionally, and they provided me with enough credibility to convince those around me that the decision to leave my job was a wise one. I took a picture of a friend's dog the previous month, and I had a bar mitzvah booking for the following year. Business was really booming. Oh yeah. My travelling companion was Ben. Ben worked as a composer and an actor, appearing in a number of Oscar-winning blockbusters such as Harry Potter, The Phantom of the Opera, and Lord of the Rings. He had also appeared in countless TV shows, including EastEnders, The Bill, and Casualty. When I say actor, I mean extra, and you would have to be incredibly quick-fingered with the pause button to spot him in any of his roles. As I mentioned, he was also a composer. Specifically, he made music for film and television. 3 seconds of his music once featured in a Taiwanese computer advert, shown only on the internet, and he was still reeling in the glory of that moment. He spent his days watching Bargain Hunt and waiting for the advertising agency to phone back. I asked Ben to join me on Leadjog. This is what those in the know call the Land's End to John O'Groats trip. It's an acronym, you see. Because he was the only one of my friends that fitted the necessary criteria. He was a self-employed layabout like me, who did not need permission to take 3 weeks off work at short notice. We started early, at about 7:30 a.m, in order to minimise the amount of people that would have to witness our scrawny bodies. The coastline around Land's End is impressive, but there is no sense whatsoever of being at the end of the country. Try standing there in your pants in the wind and rain, however, and it definitely heightens the experience. The footpaths around the Land's End complex were not designed with the barefoot walker in mind, and the heavy gravel cut into our feet at every step. In fairness, it is unlikely that many visitors to that part of Cornwall come without shoes. Even the notorious Naked Rambler wore a pair of walking boots. The cheating bastard. You can visit his boots, if you are really bored, in the End-to-End Experience Museum, which forms part of the Land's End complex. He is mentioned alongside Ian Botham, who has famously walked the route twice, and next to the story of a man who tried to push a pea with his nose the entire way. He got about 2 miles before he realised that it made his nose hurt.